Andrew Forrest with us right now as we kick things off into our final hour, general manager of El Paso Locomotive FC. You've got another executive title that I can never remember. So besides just being GM of Locomotive FC, what else are you when it comes to the grand scheme of things?
It's general manager, business operations.
Okay. So,
and if you know what that means,
so you're the GMBO is what you are.
Sure.
Now, are you business operations for Locomotive FC? Are you business operations for Mountain Star Sports Group? I'm confused. What because you're wearing a lot of hats. What hat are we talking about here?
Yeah, it's specific to Locomotive. So obviously oversee all the business side, which technically means not the technical side. Although I do help Mark quite a bit with paperwork, but we certainly leave the player selection to Mark.
Okay. You're also a closet New York Knicks fan.
It's looking better this year than it's looked in a long time. So I'm
That's right.
I don't want to say I'm coming out of the closet necessarily, but we are definitely paying more attention than I have in the years past.
It's amazing what a coach can do for a basketball team, isn't it?
Yeah, yes, a semi-competent coach can make things a world of difference.
No doubt. And a uniform switch can get a lot of big publicity and positive press around the city. And that's exactly what happened for you earlier in the week when you made the big announcement that you would be using Adidas starting this season after the first 2 years with BLK Sports.
Yeah, we BLK got us. Was a great pick for us to start. We really did enjoy our time with them. The customization that they were able to come up with to create kits specifically for El Paso was incredible. But they are a boutique group, and they do have their limitations. And we're growing. Our fan base is growing very quickly. With the addition of so many youth soccer initiatives, we needed somebody that could do more and could do it faster. And we wanted to go with a blue blood, so to speak, and the biggest soccer retailer in the game. And we're excited to be with Adidas for the foreseeable future. Was it a tough negotiations prior to the move, or is this something that was relatively easy in the grand scheme of things? I will call it moderately easy in the grand scheme of things. BLK understood, and they have a niche market, and we just had outgrown them. But we talked to all the big retailers that you would, or soccer brands that you would expect, and some more niche ones that the average fan may not have heard of. But we did our due diligence, and we really appreciated and liked the conversation that we had with Adidas and what they are able to bring to the table. It's one of the biggest soccer retailers in the world, and it's been a great fit so far. Now, is the idea for you going to be to have the youth soccer kind of mirror the big club in terms of the uniform design and appearance, and they're just like a mini version of what we're going to see with Locomotive FC, since they're using the same name as the youth development team? Or will they have their own separate color scheme and look? Oh, they'll definitely have the same color scheme, but they may not have the exact same. It depends. There's so many different different silos that we have within youth soccer, that some may have more premier uniforms and some may not. But we're letting youth soccer determine and kind of find their way. But we're definitely going to replicate the badge, the same badge that goes on our gear. While it may not be the same uniform, it'll definitely be the same colors and the same badge, so that people know they are part of our club, of course. Andrew Forrest with us right now, General Manager, Business Operations for El Paso Locomotive FC, as we continue here on. Oh, I got it. Just all it takes is one time, and I'll get it from there. Oh, great. I like that. So yesterday at 5 o'clock, the store opened to the general public, and it's not just the jersey, the kit that was unveiled at the event yesterday, but now you also are using the shirts, the caps, other Adidas apparel items that are suddenly going to be now available as well for fans. And man, here's the interesting thing. When you put the word Adidas next to soccer, especially in this town, that really just adds a sense of legitimacy. And again, it's nothing, it's no knock on BLK, because you know what? I like their uniforms. I like the look. I like the feel, but it's not Adidas. And that's just a fact. I mean, there's no better way to say it, honestly. We again, I don't think anyone from BLK is listening nor will ever hear this, but we appreciated our time with them. They did a great job getting us to this point, but it was time to make a switch. And we definitely heard our fans through the last couple of years. There's been a lot of clamoring for a more mainstream brand, and Adidas specifically came up a lot. And that's not the only reason that we made the switch, but it definitely does impact. Was impactful in the decision. We want to provide what our fans want and want to see and what they want to wear, and I hope they know that we listened and we try to provide. We can't be all things to everybody. Some people prefer Nike or others, and we understand, but we can only be with one, and we picked one that we thought would look good, feel good, and people would appreciate it. And I think there's a lot more to come, but I think we've done a nice intro and people have responded. I can tell you that.
Will this include cleats for the players as well, or will they be free to wear whatever they want?
Yeah, cleats are a lot like basketball NBA contracts. The players are free to wear whatever they want. We certainly make it economically viable for them, shall we say, if they choose to be in Adidas. We are able to offer substantial help in that regard. But just like goalkeeper gloves or shoes in the NBA, these guys are free to make their own decision. But I suspect you will see quite a few Adidas boots on the pitch this year.
I would think so. And as far as fans right now, if they go to the team shop online, and starting Monday, they'll have a chance to go in person and get the jersey. You said that there's a lot of other items that are available, but will this be a rollout that you'll just start to see new items periodically every few weeks or months? What's the game plan?
That's exactly right. We're certainly, it's going to take a little while to get the store to look fully Adidas. We've got some product in. A ton more is on the way. So in the next 4 to 8 weeks, we'll populate the store, and it'll look very much Adidas and a lot less like BLK. And that's just going to take a little while, just due to shipping and COVID. It's just going to take a little bit longer, but we're getting there. We already will have items on the floor, at least 5 or 6 different items on the floor on Monday. And certainly you can go online right now and browse and shop. And we actually put, I believe it was over 100 packages in the mail today. So maybe by as early as tomorrow, there'll be people around town with their new jerseys rocking them. And we definitely want to see those.
I believe it's called Desert Dusk. That is the jersey that was worn by Brian Rebellone on the press conference, which, by the way, that was a lot of fun. You know what? Mark Lowry can MC a press conference. I saw that. I was like, you know what? He's a natural. He seemed like he was very comfortable out there in front of everybody.
He is a natural born leader and speaker. He was actually, we do just a little side note. We do a weekly meeting with all Mount Star Sports Group, Chihuahuas and Locomotive and everybody in between. And we asked Mark to come on and just talk for 5 or 6 minutes. And he's absolutely captivating. I mean, there are many of us that were fired up and ready to go out there and run through a wall. But he is an unbelievable. He has a career in public speaking or inspirational speaking, as they call it. And the man is good, and I can see why his guys respond and go out there and play hard.
As far as the roster goes, is it set right now, or are there additional signees that could be announced in the days and weeks to come?
Yeah, we're absolutely working on a couple more. Our roster is more or less set, but there are somewhere between maybe 2 to 4 guys that we're looking to sign in the next couple weeks. So stay tuned for that. But we are actively looking at a couple more guys to round out our roster. But we feel very comfortable with the guys we returned, which was quite a few, I believe, maybe as many as 13 or 14 to this point. And then we brought in 4 or 5 new guys that we're really excited about.
Do you have a timeline for the remaining jersey reveals and when you plan on doing that as well?
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away, but certainly within the next 6 weeks or so, we will certainly be dropping. It's no surprise. I'm not giving anything away here. We're going to have a couple different keeper kit options as well, and a few more, potentially at least one more field player jersey, and we will look to put those out maybe in the next couple weeks and make those available for purchase as well.
Are the keeper kits pretty popular with fans? Just because sometimes you can get a long sleeve version out of that, and the color scheme is always so much different than the main jerseys themselves.
Yeah, so you think about it, most teams have 2 primary colors and a secondary color, alternate color. For 3 years, we've been a predominantly navy blue, a predominantly light blue, and predominantly white. But if you're looking for a variation on those colors, if that's not your thing, so to speak, we've had some pretty wild and pretty bright, which keepers usually are. We've had pink, highlighter green. Last year was yellow and red. This year will be more fluorescent, bright colors that, maybe speak to different people's personality. So they are popular because it offers a diversification from the normal color palette that we use.
How much say does Logan get in the color scheme, since he's been the one wearing those jerseys for the last 3 years or 2
He
years?
gets absolutely zero, but we do know that he has seen them, and there is one that he very much prefers. So we will try to put him in that as much as possible. But this is not new to him. He's a keeper. They're almost always given the most bright and fluorescent colors. So
Yeah.
this is not new to him, and he's such a great guy. He takes it all in stride. He's not one to complain.
As far as the schedule goes, when do we expect the schedule to be released and have a better idea of when games and matches will be played?
Yeah, we're really hopeful to maybe in the next couple of weeks have a schedule finalized and announced in conjunction with the USL. We're obviously getting very, very close because our season is we think is right around the corner. But we shouldn't be more than a couple of weeks away.
Do you expect the season to kick off in April, much like the Chihuahua season?
I think that might be a little quick, but potentially latter part of April is what we're kind of hearing. Latter April, early May, somewhere in that time frame is kind of what we're thinking.
Okay. And by the way, I haven't seen Southwest University Park since the last soccer match. You're at the facility a lot more than I am. What's the field look like right now? And very nice drink cup you're going from the New York Giants. For those of you that are wondering on our Zoom call, that's what Andrew. He's a New York guy. He's a New York sports fan, right? Are you across the board? What are you? Giants, Yankees, Knicks? Is that what you are?
Unfortunately, it's Mets. So there's been an exercise in futility the last few years in most of the things that I like, but maybe we'll be good again at some point.
It's okay. I'm a Mets fan, but see, I go Mets Jets. I've never seen Mets Giants before. That's kind of unique.
The families from up there. I didn't get to choose. It got handed down. I'd have to ask them. I'm not sure why, but
okay.
But that's the way it was.
That makes sense. All right. So schedule coming out soon. More and more apparel will be released, but you can go online, purchase now, have it shipped out immediately before you know it, or you can just walk to the team store, go to the team store beginning Monday, and you'll have your pick as well. And then will the older items be closed out? Is that the game plan as the new items come in? What are you going to be doing there?
Yeah, the current BLK is certainly heavily discounted. So I invite anyone that's looking for something nostalgic, inaugural year or second year, that it does still exist at a very good rate, 75% off. But as we populate more and more of the store with Adidas, the BLK will be phased out, and that won't be an option. So if you're looking for some posterity or nostalgic kits, they still exist, but not for long.
All right. Terrific stuff. Great to see you. Congratulations on the switch on 2021, and excited, as you might imagine, for all the local fans to go crazy here once again and be ready for season number 3. I can't believe we're already talking about the 3rd season, Andrew. It's crazy.
It's hard to believe. We appreciate it as always. Thanks for having me on, Steve.